Hello children, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we are discussing about acids, bases and salts. So in the earlier sessions we have discussed about what are acids, how they are classified, what are properties of those. This is all we have seen. Now in this session let us discuss about bases. Okay. Bases are generally the oxides or hydroxides of metals. Not only these two, either carbonates and bicarbonates, oxides, hydroxides, carbonates, and bicarbonates of metals. And these are chemically opposite to acids in their effect on litmus. So they show properties quite opposite to acids. Okay, see here sodium bicarbonate. It is one of the bases. Ammonium hydroxide, and if you say calcium oxide and potassium carbonate, these all will come under bases. Bases turn red litmus blue. Yes, if you take a litmus paper, red litmus paper, and you dip this into basic solution, immediately that turns to blue color. Bases are also called as hydroxides, as hydroxyl group is attached with them. Yes, mostly the bases they contain hydroxyl group. Hydroxyl group means OH minus group. OH minus group is called hydroxyl group. Generally, aqueous solutions of these bases they contain this hydroxyl group. That is why they generally called hydroxides. Some bases are soluble in water. They are called alkalis. So out of these all kinds of bases, some are soluble into water. Some are not soluble into or non-soluble into water. Insoluble you can say. So here the bases which are soluble into water are called alkalis. Alkalis means the bases which are soluble into water. They are specially called here alkalis. Thus, all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. What does it mean by this statement? All alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. Means there are so many kinds of bases. In these bases, some are soluble into water and some are insoluble. Those bases which are soluble into water are called alkalis. So very few of the bases are alkalis, but all bases are not alkalis. Okay, those all soluble hydroxides are said to be alkalis. Now let us see the classification of these bases or alkalis, how they are classified. Here, just like the acids, these bases are also classified on different categories. One of them is on the basis of strength. Bases undergo dissociation in aqueous solution. What does it mean by dissociation here? Splitting into respective ions. When these bases dissolved into water, they separate or they split into respective positive and negative ions. This splitting into respective ions is called dissociation. Based upon the quantity of this dissociation, the strength is decided. If almost all the molecules they dissociate when dissolved into water, that is said to be strong acid. If very few molecules they dissociate on dissolving into water, then that is said to be weak base. So the extent of dissociation of a base in aqueous solution is called the strength of that base. So based upon the strength, they can be classified into two types. They are strong bases and weak bases. What are strong bases here? The bases which are almost completely dissociate in an aqueous solution to produce a high concentration of hydroxyl ions, that means OH minus ions, are called strong bases. Okay. For example, potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide. So these all will come under strong bases, because when these are dissolved into water, almost all the molecules they dissociate and produce OH minus ions. See here, potassium hydroxide on dissolving in water, it is separating or dissociating into K plus and OH minus ions. Almost all the molecules of this potassium hydroxide they dissociate or they be separated. So in this way, the bases which dissociate generally do say more than 30% of molecules into respect to ions are called strong bases. Okay. Next, weak bases. The bases which undergo partial dissociation in an aqueous solution so as to produce low concentration of hydroxyl ions are called weak bases. So if certain bases on dissolving into water, very few molecules they separate into respective ions. Remaining most of the molecules they remain as it is. Such kind of bases are called weak bases. For example, as shown here, ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide are dissolving into water. Only few molecules they split into NH4 plus ammonium ion and hydroxyl ion. But most of the molecules they remained as it is if you observe. See here, most of the molecules they remained as it is, but very few molecules they are separated like OH minus and NH4 plus ions. In this way, thus the bases which dissociate in less quantity on dissolving into water are called weak bases. Okay. Now another categorization on the basis of concentration. The measure of amount of water present in an aqueous solution of a base is called the concentration of that base. Okay, based upon the quantity of the water present in the base solution, its concentration is decided. On the basis of concentration, bases can be classified into two types. One of them is concentrated bases. The bases are the basic solutions which are having a relatively high percentage of base and less quantity of water in its aqueous solution is called a concentrated base. So the basic solution which is containing large quantity of base and very less or no quantity of water in it is called concentrated base. Another category is a dilute base. So the reverse to that, a basic solution which is having relatively less percentage of base and a large quantity of water in its aqueous solution is called a dilute base. So the base which is containing large quantity of water, less quantity of base in its solution is called dilute base. Another categorization on the basis of acidity of a base. We have seen while classifying to acids, basicity of acids we have seen. What did we explain there? Acidity means, sorry, basicity means the number of H plus ions produced from one molecule of an acid is called its basicity. In the similar way, here for the bases, based upon the number of hydroxyl ions furnished or released by one molecule of a base on complete dissociation in water, its acidity is decided. So here the acidity means the number of hydroxyl ions furnished or liberated from one molecule of a base on complete dissociation in water is called its acidity. So based upon this acidity, bases are classified into different kinds. One of them is monoacidic bases. Mono, as we studied earlier, mono represents one. Monoacidic bases means the bases which are having acidity 1. That means the bases whose one molecule releases only one hydroxyl ion on dissolving in water is called monoacidic base. For example, if we see sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. These bases, on dissolving in water after complete ionization, each molecule of this base releases or furnishes only one OH minus ion. So such kind of bases are called monoacidic bases. Okay, because they're producing only one OH minus ion from each molecule. Next, diacidic base. Di represents 2. The bases which furnish two hydroxyl ions from each molecule on complete dissociation in water are called diacidic bases. For example, calcium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, etc. These, on dissolving in water, each molecule of these bases furnishes two OH minus ions. So, such kind of bases which produce two OH minus ions or hydroxyl ions on complete dissociation in water are called diacidic bases. In the similar way, triacidic bases. What we can say tri here? 3 means the bases whose one molecule releases three hydroxyl ions on dissolving into water are called triacidic bases. For example, aluminium hydroxide is one of the base. So this base, on dissolving in water, each molecule of this base furnishes or releases three OH minus ions. See, one molecule of aluminium hydroxide releasing three OH minus ions on dissolving into water. So, as it is producing or furnishing three OH minus ions from one molecule, this base is called triacidic base. Now let us see general methods for the preparation of bases. One of them is by the action of oxygen on metals. So when metals on burning in the presence of oxygen or when they burnt in the presence of oxygen, they produce metallic oxides which are basic in nature. For example, if you see here, potassium is a metal. When it is burned in the presence of oxygen, it burns with a lilac colored flame and produces its oxide which we call as potassium oxide, which is a base. In the same way, if you see, sodium burns with a golden yellow color flame. When it is kept in the open air, it catches fire immediately and reacts with the atmospheric oxygen and forms sodium oxide, which is also a base. Lithium burns with a lilac colored flame and it forms lithium oxide. Calcium is burning with brick red color. Copper is burning with a greenish blue color. So these are all metals on burning in the presence of oxygen. They produce their respective metallic oxide which are basic in nature. Okay. Another way of preparation of bases by the action of water or steam on active metals. So some metals they react directly with the water and some metals they react with steam means at very high temperature. So some metals like sodium, potassium, lithium, they directly react with the water and form their respective metallic hydroxides and they liberate hydrogen gas out. So in this way, more active metals they are forming bases directly on reaction with water. And some metals like iron, they react with steam. That means water vapor at very high temperature, and they form their respective metallic oxides which are considered as bases. Okay, so if you see here, sodium metal, when a piece of sodium metal if it is dropped in the water, it floats and burns immediately vigorously and forms sodium hydroxide solution here. Okay, by dissolving oxides of highly active metals in water. Yes, if we dissolve oxides of metals, they form their respective metal hydroxides. if you see calcium oxide, which we say as quicklime. So when this is dissolved in water, it forms calcium hydroxide, which is also called as slaked lime or whitewash. These all are called. Okay. So this calcium hydroxide is formed when calcium oxide is dissolved in water. See, this is a slaked lime. It is dissolved in water and the calcium hydroxide, slaked lime, is being formed. Okay, quicklime when dissolved in water, it forms slaked lime, calcium hydroxide. And it is a exothermic process. What does it mean? It releases heat energy while forming the solution. So when you drop small quantity of calcium oxide or quicklime into water and stir it, if you touch the container edges, it will be warm enough because heat energy is released out while forming this calcium hydroxide base. Okay. Now let us see the properties of these bases. First, let us go through physical properties. Generally, these bases are bitter to taste. And next, they are soapy to touch. If you touch the basic solution, it will be slippery. They are soapy to touch. And many bases are soluble in water. So bases that are dissolved in water are called alkalis, as we have studied earlier. Okay, bases soluble. Most of the bases are soluble into water. Those bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. And next, bases turn moist litmus paper to blue. Yes, when you dip a red colored litmus paper into basic solution, it turns blue. The solutions of bases in water are good conductors of electricity. Yes, because they contain oppositely charged ions. When you dissolve a base into water, that splits into respective ions. So because of the presence of these ions, bases can conduct electricity in the aqueous form. Next, bases turn colorless phenolphthalein to pink. Means if we take basic solution, if we add this phenolphthalein indicator, this is also one of the indicators just like litmus papers, but it is solution, it will be colorless. But when you drop one or two drops of this phenolphthalein solution into a basic solution, immediately that base solution turns to pink color. So by this color change, we can identify the given colorless solution as base. And bases are usually oxides and hydroxides of metals. Yes. And bases are corrosive to skin. They should not be touched by hand or bare hands. Just like the strong acids, these bases are also corrosive to the skin and even for the metals and these all. They should not be touched with the bare hands. Okay, these are the physical properties of bases. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel AIMS Today and visit our website aimstoday.in for latest updates on recorded videos.